The Coon Rapids Police Department investigates cases of domestic assault in the city every week. In September, NFL player Ray Rice made headlines again when surveillance video was obtained by TMZ showing him assaulting his then-fiancée, now wife Janae, in a New Jersey casino. It got a lot of people talking about domestic violence, the consequences of it, and why sometimes the victims continue to stay in their abusive relationships. Women in Anoka County can relate, and they're sharing their stories in hopes of raising awareness, calling it an epidemic that affects people in every community, regardless of age, economic status, race, or religion. Community Close-Up's Bao Vang has more.
No one asks to be the victim of domestic violence, yet 1 in 3 women report being physically or sexually assaulted at some point in their lives. Pastor Margie Gulker of Christ Lutheran Church in Blaine is one of them.
I didn't tell my story for a very long time. And then one Sunday, Domestic Violence Awareness Sunday, when I was preaching, and I said, I know that there are people here that think that no one here in this congregation is abused, and that you don't know anyone who has suffered from domestic violence. And I said, but you know me.
Pastor Margie was married in 1975. Looking back to when she and her husband were still just dating, she says there were things that happened that had she known, she would not have gotten married.
When you're caught in it, you're stripped of your self-esteem. You're stripped of your self-reliance, and eventually you're stripped of yourself.
Christy was young when she got married and started a family, but her husband and marriage were not what she imagined.
There comes a point when part of the reason you stay is because you don't think you deserve anything better. And everything that you've ever been called and the way that you've been treated is what you believe you deserve.
She says her husband's drug abuse fueled violent rages against her and their daughter.
He started yelling at me to get out. He grabbed me by the hair and he started hitting me and then trying to get Chloe off of me. She was clawing me, trying to stay on me, so he was pulling her hair. I don't remember, but I guess I had reached out and I had started scratching him and pinching him, just trying to get him to get off of me, and then I ran up the stairs and I threw Chloe in the car and we flew down the road. And once we got further down the road, closer to home, I pulled over and made sure that she was okay. She was very upset.
Stories like Pastor Margie's, Christy's, and Janae Rice's make some of us wonder, why did they stay? According to Connie Moore, Executive Director of Alexandra House, an Anoka County organization helping to end domestic and sexual violence, the answer is complicated and different for each individual.
Victims of domestic violence or someone experiencing this, they don't necessarily want their relationship to end. They want the abuse to stop. They want their partner, their husband, boyfriend, whoever, to get help. They want it to change. They don't want the relationship to end, and they really believe that that can happen.
For women who are caught in this situation, every time it gets better, they think that it's gone away.
I stayed because I loved him, and I stayed because there was some really good times, and I stayed because I was scared. I stayed because I was only 20. I stayed because I had a baby with him. There's a million reasons why I stayed.
Eventually, the women were able to escape. It took 30 years for Pastor Margie.
There was a defining moment, and I remember that morning, and I called my daughter, and I said, "Hon, I think I have to leave." And she said, "Mom, I know you have to leave."
Christy found the Alexandra House and started attending a support group with other women who have walked in her shoes.
You can just have gotten the crap beat out of you, and yet you're sitting there feeling guilty and missing him. Nobody understood that. Nobody got that. They did. They also helped me understand that there were so many other aspects of my life and my relationships that were unhealthy and abusive that I never even considered abusive.
But both say telling their stories has been the most empowering of all.
I think the more that we give it a voice, we can fight it and we can change it.
The story needs to be told, and it needs to be told more than once. It needs to be told over and over again.
For Community Close-Up, Bao Vang.
To learn more about the Alexandra House in Blaine, visit their website at alexandrahouse.org.